The following video is rated PG for puzzling gameplay. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's now time for a little change of pace as our players now take the stage for a little side event that we like to do every year. It is time for our endless speedrun tournament. Hello puzzlers, this is your head tournament organizer, Cards of the Heart. Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2024, and it is time for something just a little bit different. Our players have been trying to combo and chain their way through versus modes in order to race against each other for the fastest times that they could get, but now it is time to go through the endless mode to see what the fastest times our players can get. This will not be so much of a combo heavy affair as some of our top players have been able to demonstrate throughout the versus tournament, but chains will be the order of the day. But don't go too far on the chains. You could find yourself not scoring points when you would expect to score, and figuring out how to score the most points in the fastest amount of time will be the goal of our endless tournament. So let's take a look first at how this tournament is going to be done. We are doing the endless max score category in Tetris Attack. So that 99,999 point maximum score will be the goal for all of our players to reach. And if that seems like a daunting number, well, some of our top players will breeze through that in mere minutes. So it won't feel so daunting to most of the players in our field today. For the Endless Max Score category, the speed level is set to 1, just to try to keep things somewhat standard for everybody. And for this tournament, the game level is up to the player's choice. The harder levels are harder to control as they are playing on faster game speeds, but since everything falls faster on the harder difficulties, you can actually score points faster if you are able to handle it. At least one of our players will be playing on the hardest game level of Endless, so you can kind of see the difference in the risk of reward that will come into play from the choice of game level. We're going to start this tournament with a set of 3 qualifying races. It will be a best of 3 race times that will determine which of our players will end up in the top 4 for a single elimination bracket. The winners of each race will get an automatic top seed. There will not be repeat automatic winners. If the first person wins the first race and wins the second race, then second place in the second race would get the automatic spot. So we will have 3 automatic top spots. And then from the non-race winners, the 4th with the single fastest time will get the 4 seed. And if we do need to break a potential tie, then the next fastest time from each player will break those ties. And also, for each of these races, we will have a 15-minute time limit. So if someone does end up taking more than 15 minutes to try and finish, then we will have to cut them off and move on to the next race. Once we get to our bracket, we will have a semi-final match with the top 4 players, where it is best of 3 races. So first to 2 wins will win each of those matches, and then our finals match will be best of 5. So first to 3 winning that match will win the title of TA 2024 Endless Champion. This is a winner-take-all tournament, and the winner will take all of the 4% allotted to the winner from our crowd-funded prize pool. Prize pool has been sitting for a little bit at $220 out of our goal of $500. If we do hit that goal, then the versus bracket participants will get expanded from the top 4 being paid to the top 8 being paid. And hey, a bigger pool means a bigger slice of the pie for our endless winners. So if you feel like contributing to the pool and supporting our players, subscribing to the Twitch channel at Puzzle Speedrun will add a little bit to the pool. Your bits spent on the Puzzle Speedrun Twitch channel will add directly to the pool, and there is a tip page that you can go to. Type !pool in the live Twitch chat to get a link to that tip page where you can give your direct support. Let's take a look at the bracket and show how nicely everything fits together here. We did have 8 players successfully, well, 8 players registered for the tournament. We currently have 6 players live and ready to go. I don't know if we will see the other 2 throughout the qualifying stage, but I am holding out hope that the other 2, if they do decide to jump in, will give a chance to show their stuff, as it were. So, currently streaming on Twitch and ready to get their first qualifying race underway are GamerX459, Ty, FFR Pro 21, 6, Oxcat, and our defending champion Yoshi 112. It does feel like out of this field that either Yoshi or FFR Pro are going to have the best odds of winning this tournament. Yoshi has been dominating these tournaments since their inception, and FFR Pro has been consistently towards the top in every one he has played in. So, by my estimation, one of those 2 is going to win the tournament. But if you think one of our players will have a different, one of the other players will have a chance of taking the victory instead, watching on YouTube, pause the video and sound off in the comments. Definitely welcome the engagement. Also, throughout the qualifying stage, we'll flash this, a little leaderboard of all of the players. And as players log in their time, so let's say Oxcat got the time of 7 minutes in race 1. Their 7-minute time will light up in dark blue and highlight it as the fastest time on their board and the one that will qualify. So we'll keep that in mind as this tournament gets underway. Let's not keep our players waiting any longer then and get to our 2024 Endless Speedrun Tournament. We've got 6 players ready, and they're going to get started right now. Our first 4 are live on screen with Yoshi 112, FFR Pro 21, Ty, and GamerX459. Though I do have my eye on Oxcat and 6 to be able to give you updates on how they are doing. Let's take a listen to Yoshi's audio for the start of this match, and I will give our players their marching orders. Well, reminder for the endless category that time starts on selecting the character, selecting the stage, not selecting the level. So let's see. Just want to remind everyone here that the winner of each race will get an automatic top spot. Okay. I believe I have now sufficiently see. Alright, puzzlers, I have sufficiently briefed our participants on what their marching orders are for these first 3 races. This will be a series of 3 qualifying races to determine the top 4 for our single elimination bracket. The goal is to max out a score counter and get 99,999 points. For most of our players, this will not be a problem to achieve within the 15 minutes allotted for each race. And yes, the score maxes out at 99,999, not 999,000. Not in this game, not quite. If we did that for Pokemon Puzzle League, the tournament would never end. Alright, our players are in position. Timers are counting down. I'll have to remind Yoshi to put a timer on his stream when we get to the bracket, and here we go. And you can see the objective, the idea to score points as fast as you can. Really, it's the chaining that's going to decide how fast you score points. Because even as your combos will not really help you here. Your basic combos, 4, 5, and 6 combos won't score more than 50 points a pop, but even your basic 2 chain will score 50 points. And the points just get higher with every chain that you make. 2 chain is 50 points, 3 chain 80 points, 4 chain 150 points, then 300, 400, 500, 700, 900, 1100, 1300, 1500, and for the 13 chain, you would score 1800 points. But don't go too far in this game, because if you make that question mark mystery chain in this mode, you will score 0 points. And it's clear that it was an oversight, because the developers did make sure that subsequent chain sizes gave you another 1800 points in Pokemon Puzzle League. Which you may see a fair bit of that when we get to the Marathon tournament in our 2024 Pokemon Puzzle League tournament in September. So let's see where our players are at in their scoring. It is FFR Pro currently in the lead with 37, was in the lead for a minute with 37,000 points. Yoshi is up to 40,000 after 2 minutes. Six Not on Screen actually has 33,000 points and has about a 4,000 point lead on Ty at the moment. GamerX459 is up to 12,000 points, and off-screen Oxcat is trying their best, but only has a little under 3,000 points at the moment. I hope they're able to finish in the 15-minute time limit, but I do have my doubts. Another thing you will also notice in this mode, that every match that you make while there is an active chain going on will actually score you the same bonus points as the match that made the chain link in the first place. So when you make a 10 chain while the chain is resolving, any other match you make while the 10 chain is active will score another 10 chains worth of points, which would be 1,100. And that's going to be what our players will try to do at the end of each chain sequence in order to maximize their point value. And you see how much difficult Yoshi is making it for himself compared to the rest, by virtue of playing on the hard level as opposed to the easy level that everyone else is playing at. But Yoshi is so gifted at the harder levels from the years of PvP experience that he's had that it doesn't really matter. The hard level is not much of a handicap for him, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to give our players an opportunity to play on the higher levels. It's a risk-reward option for most people. And oh man, Yoshi is so close. Just needs to make one more match, and that will do it. Yoshi 112 has finished the first race with a real time of 4 minutes 31 seconds. So we ask our players to top out the stack once they've reached the top score in order to trigger the credits. Let's see if we can go ahead and replace his stream with Six's.
New Taco Bell contains a chicken menu. It contains a burrito, a crispy taco.
After this next commercial break, FFR Pro has finished with 5 minutes 4 seconds for a respectable second place. As soon as this commercial break does end for 6, we will see his score in the 87,000s, 88,000 now. Ty is sitting at 67,000. Gamer is a fair bit behind at 36,000. And Oxcat is still trying at a little under 9,000. Not over 9,000, under 9,000, unfortunately. Let's take a look at Oxcat's POV. And as soon as I dismiss the mature audiences warning. So now Oxcat's score is officially over 9,000. Let's get Six's view back. Six has maxed out the score counter and will clock in a time of 6 minutes 47 seconds. So very solid third place showing for our resident variety puzzle gamer. And Six had a very good showing in our 2023 side tournaments, our minor tournaments for Dr. Mario 64 and Kirby's Avalanche, winning the whole Kirby's Avalanche tournament. So 6 is definitely bringing a level of gaming prowess, puzzling prowess to our tournaments. Now the battle is on for 4th place. The person in 4th place will be in the best position to maintain that 4th place standing for our bracket. It is tie at 93,000 points. Right now, Gamer at 57,000 points. Oxcat still a fair bit behind at 12,000 points. That's I really wish Oxcat well in this run. But it sure looks like the objective is not going to be met in time. Ty does finish in 4th with an 8:32. We are timing these races in real time on racetime.gg. But when in doubt, we do have the game timers as another reference. Let's see if we can listen in to Gamer's feed for the rest of this. And again, this is an exercise in chaining. A whole 13 chain would score you roughly 9,000 points from all of the chain bonuses that you would get at each chain link, plus an extra 10 points for every panel that you raise. But also every row you manually raise also scores 1 point. So you want to keep your stack filled at all times. You also may want to make sure you have your chains set up in advance, as opposed to scrambling to make your matches happen mid-sequence. On the easy speed, these panels do take a lot of time to fall. The speed is closest to level 2 versus speed from my recollection. It's like playing versus on easy mode. So for most of these players, they'll have a lot of time to get going, and it looks like Oxcat has topped out after 10 minutes of gameplay and will not be trying again within the 15-minute time limit. So as soon as Gamer is done with this stage, oh, the mystery chain, that scores 0 points. Oh, it's definitely swaggy to get up to the mystery chain level, but if you're trying to score, you're not going to get any points from that. So you have to cut off your chain. And also, while the 13 chain is resolving, you want to make as many random matches as you can get, which there's definitely a significant skill ceiling to whether you're even capable of setting that up over the course of a chain. This is part of the reason why our players with the fastest cursor speeds in this field, like Yoshi, like FFR Pro. They are going to be the ones that consistently have the best chances to win these side tournaments. That's also going to be the case for our stage clear event happening this time next week. I need to double check if both of our players are registered for that stage clear tournament, because that tournament is still open to sign up for a few days. It looks like FFR Pro has something else to do on that day and may not be playing in our stage clear tournament, so endless is the shot at glory for FFR Pro. We'll also be seeing FFR Pro live after the conclusion of this endless tournament, fighting for his Versus tournament life. So, a lot for FFR to play for today. And Gamer is done with a final time of 12 minutes 59 seconds. And with a DNF, we'll lock in a 15-minute clear time for Oxcat. So let's see how this shapes up in our standings after one race. Let's see if this actually refreshes properly. There it is. It is Yoshi 112 in front with a 431. FFR Pro closely behind with a 504. Then 6 in third at 647, and Ty in fourth for an 832. So Gamer is going to have to beat an 832 time in order to move in to the third place, the fourth place position. And Ty may not be feeling completely safe with that time either. So may not be completely comfortable with settling at that score. It's kind of an endeavor for the 4 seed to get through one of these tournaments. Because the 4 seed almost certainly has to play Yoshi every single time. Again, Yoshi, by virtue of winning the first race, has an automatic spot in the top 4. But that 4th seed will never have a chance at that. They'll fall into that spot of having to face the top of the top. So it's going to be a bit of an effort. Alright, let's keep an eye on these 3 players on screen. Actually, I want to go back to FFR Pro for race 2. This FFR Pro will be likely next in line for the second automatic spot. Alright, do a roll call, make sure all the players are in for race 2, and then we will get this second race underway. Alright, players have been given the green light to go on. We'll listen to FFR Pro for these proceedings. FFR Pro certainly has had a lot of experience with these games, and even back in 2013 when he got integrated into our little speedrun community core, he had an extra gifted sense of speed for these games that, quite frankly, no one else in our community had. I mean, FFR did win our very first speedrun tournament for Tetris Attack in 2016. It was definitely in the running for several of the others. One of our most decorated competitors in our community. So it makes sense if Yoshi does not get the first spot, Yoshi does not take home the title, then FFR Pro would be next in line. FFR Pro will also be next in line to get an automatic top spot. In the top 4. Again, our standings after race 1. Yoshi already has the automatic spot from the first race win, cannot get another automatic spot. So if Yoshi wins this next race, the automatic spot would be passed down to second place. 6 will be looking to improve on that 647. Ty definitely looking to improve on an 832. Gamer trying to get some pointers in the Twitch chat, in the race chat, on how to do this endless mode optimally. And we will see from Oxcat if they are able to get some chains going. And here we are with race 2 underway. And you're going to kind of get to see the slow motion, it seems, at times that FFR Pro is playing under. Because he is used to moving around at the speed of sound sometimes. This low speed may be a bit much. A bit much of an adjustment for him and maybe a few of our other players. Off screen, Yoshi is already off to a 15,000 point start, even on the hard difficulty, though 6 does have a 14,000 point beginning. So he's definitely not one to be outdone finding the combo sequences, getting some inserts, getting up to a 13 chain, and getting to 25,000 points. Not too far behind FFR Pro at 31,000. Yoshi is building up a chain, getting up to 37,000 at the end of their sequence. Oxcat, meanwhile, still struggling, just now getting to 3,000 points. You got Gamer at 5,000. Ty getting the chain Up to X11, 17,000 now. And this is going to be the flow for the rest of this qualifying. Again, it's the best time out of their 3 runs that will be judged for a top 4 seed in our single elimination bracket, and only the winner of the single elimination bracket will take home a piece of our now $220 prize pool. So feel free to type !pool in the live Twitch chat if you feel like giving your spare change to our players. Ooh, Ty's making a lot of combos in this chain. The combos really do take away from your scoring potential. So you don't want to make too many of those if they're not going to lead to another chain. But there's Ty making an extra match at the 13 chain for maximum bonus points, now up to 35,000. Off screen, Yoshi has made it up to 79,000 points at the 3.5 minute mark, building up the lead by more than 10,000 points over FFR Pro right now. There's 6 finishing a chain up to 55,000. Ty's at 41,000. Gamer at 12,000. Oxcat still falling behind, just now getting to 6,000 points. Definitely rooting for Oxcat to get a run in our 15-minute time limit. But Ox is definitely having a time trying to set up chains, and Ox is also not raising their stack all the way up. You kind of need to have your stack up close to the top, but you can't get to the very top without any extra, without potentially losing the stage. Reaching the top of the screen in this mode is an automatic loss. So our players are trying to dance that delicate dance throughout. Yoshi Offline has finished game number 2. Will not be improving on their race 1 time with a 4:41 officially on racetime.gg. FFR Pro also will not have an opportunity to improve on his best time, but with a 5:26 does lock in the automatic second seed. So next up would be 6 or Ty. 6 about 5,000 points ahead at the immediate moment. Also not getting a great chain starter on this attack. Ty is having a little bit more success at finding the starting chain. Ty gonna get the X13, get an extra match for extra bonus points. And it is Ty taking the lead. 84,000. Oh, X is getting it right back. Nice little drop. 12 chain for 88,000 points. 6 can potentially lock this in one more chain sequence. Ty will still have to raise the stack and reload for one more opportunity. Oh, with 6 dropping the chain there is going to remove some of the scoring potential. Oh, 10 chain from 6. Ooh. Ty is getting in position now to start the chain 6. Actually restarting the chain proper now. Either him or Ty will have an opportunity to improve on their current best runs. Oh, 6 locking in with a 742, which will not be an improvement, but Ty's time will be an improvement with a 744. So Ty is getting ever closer to 6's third place spot and avoiding having to face Yoshi in our semifinals. So we will be definitely keeping an eye on those two as we proceed into race 3. And Gamer bonks against the top of the screen, tops down at 30,000 points, which 30,000 is the minimum score to trigger the full credits in this game, but that is not what we are looking for here. Let's see where Oxcat is at. $14,000 points after 9 minutes. The chains have just not been there for our auxiliary kitten. Also, I was just reminded that Tayman is on vacation at the moment and was not going to be able to play in this tournament anyway. Silly me, how could I forget that? So Oxcat is probably not going to finish any of these runs in the 15 minutes allotted. But we do welcome players of all skill levels to join these tournaments and see if you can have a little fun with us during these side events. You can see Oxcat continuing to score combos, even though combos limit your scoring potential a lot. I wonder how aware Ox is of the scoring system. Because this game overwhelms you with so much stimulus, it can be hard to keep track of what things score what. Just as a little refresher, an X2 chain link scores 50 points with a 3 chain 80, 4 chain 150, then 300, 600, 400 for the 6 chain, 500, 700, 900, 1100 for the 10 chain, 1300, 1500, and 1800 for the 13 chain. And any mystery chains after that score 0. So please cut off your chains at X13 before you waste any of your panels. And you really do start to value each and every panel in this mode. Also getting a little bit of a warm-up from Ty, showing just how important all of the panels are. Again, if you are just joining us, this is our Tetris Attack Endless Speedrun Tournament 2024, our annual side event to go with our annual main versus tournament. The winner of our side events for Endless and for Stage Clear, which will be happening this time next week, we'll each get a little piece, 4% of our crowdfunded prize pool, which is an open pool for anyone that is able to give spare change to contribute to. Is it going to be possible for Oxcat to get to the 80% total of 30,000 points before the 15 minutes are up? Let's see. I think Ox's struggle here really does illustrate how hard these games are to get a handle on. Like, you can also see the speed at which Ox's field is increasing towards the top. It's a speed level 40 now, with all of the panels he's matched. Matching the panels will increase your speed level all the way up to I can't remember if it's this game that goes up to 50 and then lets you input a code for 99, or if that's just a Pokemon Puzzle League thing. But you can crank all the speed all the way up to 99, and the stack does raise fairly high. Based on the number. Alright, so Oxcat is not able to get to the 30,000 80% threshold before the end of the 15-minute time limit. So we'll get set up for our race 3 here. And let's bring back Yoshi for this third race. If the if the stream will allow it. All right. Now we can start game 3. Alright. Let's go ahead and flash the standings after race 2. Again, Ty improving his best to 7:44. It's now within a minute of 6's time. Of course, the winner between 6 and Ty in this third race will likely give one of those players the third seed. Alright, all of our players are entered. So we'll get this view up and over to you shortly. Here we go. So the race is effectively on between 6, Ty, and Gamer for the final 2 spots of our bracket. The third seed is up for grabs in this race between likely 6 and Ty, though. I will not rule out Gamer's opportunity to sneak in a win here, like if someone gets an early top out. That is definitely possible. But let's find out in game 3. This is the last chance. You can see Yoshi already off to the races with an 11,000 point first chain. 10 chain, 11 chain, 12 chain, 13 chain, a couple of extra matches at the end and up to 23,000 points already. Off screen it is FFR Pro working on his second chain sequence. And we'll get up to 16,000 points. Got Gamer at 7,000. Ty off to a slow start, getting 5,006. An even slower start with 4,000 after a minute of play. Again, after Yoshi and FFR Pro, in all likelihood, it will be one of the other 3 players you see on screen that will be getting the automatic third seed. And just trying to face Yoshi feels like certain death to all the rest of our players. But then again, FFR Pro is far from an easy out himself. I think the game might be telling Yoshi what everyone else in the field wishes they could tell Yoshi to do, which is stop. Because compared to the rest of us, Yoshi is just too good. Again, Yoshi's doing all this on the hard level, by the way. He even maxes out a 13 chain after dropping an initial chain. Gets up to 80,000 points. For some perspective, FFR Pro is just hitting the timestamp at 51,000 points. Yoshi is just flying through this one. Has one more chain sequence to potentially max out with a new best time in the tournament. 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, gets another match, and Yoshi 112 will be improving their time further to a 3:34. Insane. Actually insane. Oh, that is certainly unmatched. Maybe unmatchable within our community. I actually didn't see the mystery chain that Yoshi got in that run. Crazy.
This is Taco Bell's brand new Cantina Chicken menu.
Let's listen into FFR Pro after this other commercial break, making everyone watching perhaps just a little bit hungry. Personally, I have not eaten lunch, so I might be getting a little bit hungry in just a bit, and I will make sure to try and take a bit of a food break before the other festivities that are happening on this broadcast, whereas after the conclusion of the Endless Tournament, FFR Pro and I will be taking each other on in the losers finals of the Versus Tournament. And we'll both be fighting for the opportunity to maybe lose to Yoshi in the grand finals in 2 weeks. Possibly. Who knows? Who knows? But the fight for third place is getting a bit out of hand as 6 is turning on the jets with the chains. Is able to set up some good sequences. And there's FFR Pro topping out at 5:51. The time admittedly only getting worse as the session progresses. But 6 is in the driver's seat to unlock the third seed with Ty at 70,000, Gamer under 50,000. Six just needing to take care of this chain with some high pillars to top out quickly, and 6 will be improving their best run of the tournament with a 631. And that will be enough for 6 to unlock the automatic third best time. So congratulations to 6. You will not have to play Yoshi in the first round. And with where FFR Pro's times are trending, maybe you've got a shot. We shall see. Let's put Oxcat on screen to send them off, because it looks like Gamer is not going to be able to finish this run in a time that can catch up with Ty's 7:44 from race 2, and Ty will also not be able to improve on that time, so our standings seem to be set. Let me see while we get people rotated on screen. If I can adjust the start.gg seating for the tournament, for the start GG bracket. Alright, Ty is needing one more sequence to properly finish this off. It's not quite going to... Almost did not get it with that one. Ty officially finishes race 3 with a 9:18. And that will do it for Gamer's chances of proceeding to the next round. Alright, let me actually go ahead and remove Tayman and Paratrooper from the proceedings, from the bracket. Since they were not actually able to participate. And unfortunately, for Oxcat, a top out will end Oxcat's hopes of moving on as well. Let's give Gamer a send-off and see if he is able to reach this max score threshold before the 15 minutes are up. Certainly not the result he was expecting for himself, but it was nice to just have him along to participate. So let's see if the bracket's going to be updated. Oh, Gamer tops out at 88,000 points. And that will do it for Gamer's pursuit of the max score. So we will be advancing Yoshi, FFR Pro, 6, and Ty into the next round. Let's take a look at the bracket. Give it a nice and hearty refresh to get all of the settings current. And let's also expand the view a little bit too to get a closer look at what our players will be doing. So again, Yoshi 112 will be the 1 seed, taking on the 4 seed Ty in the semi-final round. FFR Pro will be the 2 seed, taking on the 3 seed. And commiserations go to Gamer and Oxcat for their efforts. We will now set up for our bracket for the semi-final round. We'll take a little bit of a break to get all that set up, and then we'll be right back with the conclusion of our endless tournament. So stay tuned. You are watching the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2024. Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2024. I am your head tournament organizer, Cards of the Heart. Now we are about to start our single elimination bracket round of our endless tournament. After 3 qualifying races, we have determined the top 4, as you are seeing here. Yoshi 112, the number 1 seed with a 3:34 best time. FFR Pro 21, the 2 seed with a 5:04. 6 in 3rd with a 6:31. And Ty in 4th with a 7:44. Which means the bracket will play out like this. Yoshi 112 taking on Ty in the first semifinal. FFR Pro 21 and 6 in the second semifinal. For the first matchup, it feels like a foregone conclusion that Yoshi will be moving on in a straight 2-0 sweep in our best of 3 matches that we have for this round. FFR Pro and 6 might get a little more interesting because 6 is only getting better as the session's going on, and FFR Pro is only getting worse. So if that trend continues, we might see some fireworks in that matchup, but in all likelihood, we're probably just going to see Yoshi and FFR Pro play each other in the finals again. But we've seen some strange things in this game. I'm not going to rule out any possibility for what this semifinals round will bring us. So let's get into the semifinals round with 1 versus 4 Yoshi versus Ty, and 2 versus 3 FFR Pro versus 6 coming at you right now. Let's take a listen to Ty for this matchup. I was going to remind Yoshi to put a timer on the screen, but I guess it's not going to be super important. We'll have an idea from the other players' view just what the times are going to be. So we've got our four-way setup here. Both matches will be playing at the same time. It will be Yoshi versus Ty at the top, FFR Pro versus 6 at the bottom. The winners of the matches will be moving on to play each other for the title of TA 2024 Endless Champion. Now to give our players the marching orders for these semifinals matches. And you see the darkened stars on screen. With every race win, one of those stars will light up. And when both of those stars are lit up, that player will be winning the match. And we got fanfare to go with all of that, if you just stay tuned. But now the timers are counting down. Again, Yoshi plays on hard difficulty. Like everyone else, Yoshi and Ty are synced at about the same time. FFR and 6 FFR will be up a few seconds later, and 6 will be up a few seconds later than that. But all of our players are now underway. And you can, in part, see the power of hard mode in full display. Yoshi already off to a 12,000 point start. Ty off to a 13 chain of his own, getting 11,000 points for the start. Definitely a decent opening play. It's just not going to be quite enough against our defending Endless Tournament champion. And really, until anyone else comes in, probably comes over from the PvP scene and shows Yoshi who's boss, potentially, Yoshi's probably going to be the overwhelming favorite to win all of these endless tournaments. Until then, we can just marvel at the speed with which Yoshi manipulates everything, and all the extra matches he's able to get on the hard level, where everything's falling faster. It's quite the sight to behold. Yoshi already off to 43,000 points to Ty's 21,000. Meanwhile, it is FFR Pro with a near 15,000 point lead on his opponent 6. Although the lead I would consider to be a bit closer to, now it's probably like 15,000? Or like, maybe, yeah, it's gonna be like 15,000 by this point. The time delay between the two makes it a little confusing to keep mental track of it all, but FFR Pro getting up to a 63,000 point total right now is hanging with Yoshi. Something to keep an eye on potentially for the final match. Yoshi maintaining about now the lead is about 30,000 points on Ty. Yoshi not quite getting to that star in time to extend that chain. That's part of the risk playing on the hard level. Oh, look at all the extra matches FFR was able to get on the end of that chain. 90,000 points. FFR Pro in the driver's seat to finish this overall 4-way race first and make a statement for the final match. Getting the 12 chain, a little bit extra. Oh, FFR just needs a few more matches. One more chain sequence of 6 chain plus will do it. Oh, just spamming matches not gonna get the job done. There it is. There's the final match. FFR Pro wins Game 1 of the bottom match with a time of 4:02. Very, very well done. That is a personal best for our defending PPL 2023 champion. Way to go. Well done. Well done. Not sure Six's best efforts were not going to beat that on this day. And Yoshi coasting up to the top with a 452 to win the first race of the top match. So let's give some stars. 1 for FFR and 1 for Yoshi. As expected for these two to win, but FFR Pro pulling out the personal best to make the final match potentially interesting. Let's see between these last two who is able to get in a better time first. It's been trending to be Six's games to this point. Looks like Six is going to have to raise the stack a little bit more. And even that might be a bit of a problem for Six to achieve in a single chain sequence, because you're barely going to get 9,000-ish points if you just make 3 at a time pops and get the maximum 13 chain. So 6 is going to get this 11 chain. That's going to do it for that sequence. Ty is just now getting to 80,000 points. See here. 6 just needs one more chain, and that will do it. Officially a 658 for 6. It's just so hard to compete with a personal best from one of the best in the game. What in the world are you going to do? But oh, I see you, Yoshi. Trying to set up a 30... trying to set up a 30 chain? Okay. Oh, the colors are not lining up for Yoshi to get anything particularly good. Hello. $30 combo. There it is. A 30 combo for the Yosh. If that combo got to 32 pieces on the original Pale Upon, it would have scored over 30,000 points. Which is why in Tetris Attack and future releases of Pale Upon, the combo counter actually caps out at 30. Alright, Ty has now maxed out his score counter and will top out at an 832. So job well done to all of our players for finishing. But Yoshi and FFR Pro are in a different stratosphere of play right now. Let's get our players off onto the game 2. And march off towards the somewhat inevitable certainty of a Yoshi versus FFR final. By the way, for those of you just tuning in to this single elimination bracket, this is a winner-take-all tournament. So, there will be no third place match. Once we are done with these two matches, we will, after a little bit of a break, jump into our final match with our players, our winning players. And we will just be determining the winner. Well, Yoshi cut off, ran into a color conflict with the 8 chain and could not continue it after. Oh, just barely gets to the X5 link though. Again, Yoshi like just barely getting to some of these chain links. It's chain links that I'm not sure anyone else in the community, not even FFR, is getting to with any consistency. But at the moment, it's a bit of a slow and steady consistency for FFR Pro. Oh, the lag chain to the X13! Yoshi built that up so quickly! Now has a commanding lead on Ty. Up to 22,000 points. Well, don't look now. 6 is hanging with FFR just a little bit. FFR a little further ahead in this chain sequence. Oh, needing a slide to continue the chain, and FFR does not quite pull it off, so 6 is going to continue building the chain and will get a little bit of a lead here. 6 now at 22,000 points to FFR Pro's 17,000. Still fairly early in this one. FFR is getting to the 13 chain on this sequence. We'll go up to 29,000, is now taking the lead over 6. Meanwhile, Yoshi still cruising along with 58,000 points to Ty's 18,000. Another 13 chain for Yoshi, getting up to a nice total for that run. And again, this is the game for our players, trying to maximize the chain sizes and maximize the scoring potential of all of these chains. And you can see FFR is a little disadvantage compared to Yoshi by playing on easy speed, but this is allowing FFR to get more consistently top chains. Like if Yoshi was playing on easy, it would be an automatic X13 every time. But Yoshi adding to the degree of difficulty with the hard level is making the panels fall faster. So it's harder to maintain chains, but if you get to all the chains you want, you're gonna build those chains up so much faster than everyone else. Yoshi is up to 88,000 points to Ty's 50,000. FFR Pro enjoying a little chain sequence worth of lead over 6 and managing to get the 13 chain out of that. There is Yoshi done at a 416, improving on game 1, and that is going to do it for the top matchup. At the bottom, it's a lot more competitive. FFR does have about a 9,000 point lead right now on 6, but FFR not getting a great place to continue the chain from, building the chain a bit high on his stack to have the flexibility to continue it, so having to reload. 6 getting to an 11 chain and not able to improve it further. There's a 12 chain from FFR, up to 96,000. And it's looking like a foregone conclusion now that FFR Pro will be walking into the finals. Just waiting for one more, about X7-ish chain sequence. Gonna get to X8, gonna get to the max score. And FFR Pro clocks in with a 548. And that will be good enough to move him on to the finals. So we are definitely going to see Yoshi and FFR Pro square off. In the next round. Good effort from Ty and 6. They are not going to quite get the job done on this day. 6 does get an 11 chain to finish that one out and gets a 630 for his troubles. 6 putting in a lot of practice on Endless going into the tournament, and quite a bit of it paying off for him, getting some times that were on the edge of being playable with FFR Pro. Now let's see what Ty is going to be able to do in his final game. Probably gonna need a couple more sequences of chains. Not sure he's gonna get an X10 chain to keep this going, although he does have it in place now. There's 11, there's a 12, and that will be it for that. Ty finishing with a 757, an improvement on race 1. So, GG's to all of our players, but only 2 will be moving on. So, let's start by giving our tournament 1 seed, star number 2, and the win. Definitely putting up some consistently strong efforts on the way to asserting dominance for the finals. Now, let's give this same treatment to our tournament 2 seed. Second star for FFR. Nope. That was wrong. Nope, second star for FFR. And the win. They're almost like completely synced up on the left side too. So that is neat. Let's see if we can give a little bit of a results screen for these 2 matches. Congratulations to Yoshi and FFR Pro for winning both of their matches 2-0 and will be facing each other in the finals, as was kind of expected from the very beginning. Still a good effort from tie and 6 regardless to make it interesting. Let's revisit the bracket. And there will be our final. Yoshi 112, FFR Pro 21. The 2 best in our community in Endless. So, of course, we have reached the logical conclusion of this tournament, and we will bring you the conclusion of this tournament right after this. So, stay tuned. You are watching the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2024. Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2024. I am once again Cards of the Heart, here for the final match of our Endless Tournament. Our 2 best in the community have made it to this point. Yoshi 112, FFR Pro 21. Normally, Yoshi would have the edge in this Endless matchup, but FFR Pro did get a personal best earlier and is poised to make this best of 5 finals match extremely interesting. So let's see if both of these players will be able to channel that magic again for one last set in this Endless Tournament. So let's get number 1 versus number 2 going for you, starting right now. I think I want to listen to Yoshi's audio during this match. So we'll go ahead and put that on, and I will give our players their marching orders. Also, if you are watching live, you do not want to run too far away once this Endless Tournament is over, because we are just getting the action heated up on this broadcast day. We are going to have our losers finals match of the Versus tournament happening shortly after the conclusion of this match, which game 1 is now underway. Yes, it will be me and FFR Pro 21 fighting for the right to face Yoshi in the grand finals of the Versus tournament. So we have that to look forward to. And once again, the chaining from Yoshi at these high speeds is insane. FFR, though, managed to get a couple extra matches at the end of his chain. Got off to a 14,000 point chain start compared to Yoshi's 11,000. And so far, this match is starting off incredibly tight. We really are seeing the risks and benefits of playing on hard mode versus easy mode. FFR playing best on easy mode. Yoshi playing incredibly well on hard mode. The chains haven't been quite as there for Yoshi as they have been for FFR, but things are coming down so much faster for Yoshi that that difference doesn't seem to matter too much. If Yoshi's pulling off the 13 chains, he's able to make the extra matches to score maximum bonus points at the X13 chain link, and Yoshi is dominating so far, even getting an extra chain sequence going. Kind of fumbled that at the end there. But Yoshi's still building up a more than 10,000 point lead. As 2 minutes have passed on both of these players' runs. FFR tried to slide to make a different chain extension, but is able to recover and extend further. Once again, Yoshi's made a 13 chain, made a couple of extra matches to get up to 64,000 points. FFR Pro hanging in there, about a 12,000 point deficit. That's like one clean chain sequence. But Yoshi's able to build up his chain so much faster than FFR is because of the game level difference. And the points just continue to build. Also, what can't be understated about the changes from easy level to the other levels is the extra set of panels. The extra dark blue panels that Yoshi's having to deal with. Like, as if the speed difference was not meant to be difficult enough. But Yoshi is making it look trivial. Incredibly easy. Even getting a mystery chain at the end for the fun of it. And Yoshi will finish game 1 with a 355. Which, that was Yoshi's game time on the personal best run we saw earlier, I believe. Oh my goodness. Yoshi commenting in the live chat. He forgot to look at the score. Oh, please. Well, that's going to be enough for Yoshi to claim star number 1. Maybe this will turn out to be a sweep after all. I don't know. I'm willing to engage in a conspiracy theory that FFR would want to cut his losses short on this endless tournament to spare the energy for the loser's final match later, but maybe that might be a bit too much. So FFR Pro will settle for a 4:59 for Game 1. Very solid time. But against Yoshi, I don't think it would have won. It would have won a single race so far in this tournament. These two are the best of our best. These are the two that have been dominating Endless for multiple years, quite frankly. Head and shoulders above everyone else. And even playing on the harder speed too. Like, playing on the harder speed has not allowed Yoshi's chains to be as consistently clean as FFR's. But everything falling down faster is adding to the score so much faster. And I wanted to give people an opportunity to make use of the higher speed level to try and make that risk-benefit, that cost-benefit analysis a little more interesting. Just all the extra matches that Yoshi's able to get, though. 26,000 now to FFR Pro's 25,000, so the lead gets in there, but then Yoshi's able to get to the next chain sequence so quickly. Again, every match you make while there is an active chain scores points according to the current chain link. So at X13, which is an 1,800 point bonus, every extra match you make while the end of the chain's resolving also scores 1,800 points. So being able to build that up at the end of a chain makes such a bigger impact on how you max out these chains than honestly anything else you could be doing during the chain. It is ridiculous. Alright, Yoshi is up to 80,000 points to FFR's 52,000. This lead is getting out of hand. Alright, FFR is able to get to the X13 chain at the end there, go to 64,000 points, but Yoshi is on the way to maxing out after this last chain sequence, and that will do it. A 258! 258 for our supreme #1 seed. Okay. I would dare say that is one of the most unbeatable times we could get That's crazy. Actually crazy. Maybe for future tournaments we restrict the game level to easy. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. It's like I want to give people the opportunity to take advantage of the scoring potential of the higher level and the risks that come with that. But there's kind of only one person in the community that is able to make use of that to great effect. I don't know. Might have to consider changing. Oh, FFR was one match away from maxing out. Now he's going to have to build another 5-chainish sequence to get it done. There it is. 4:36. A better time for game 2 for FFR. But it is Yoshi taking home star number 2. Even that 258 is getting a WTF from FFR in the race chat. Crazy. Crazy. See a suggestion in chat to make Yoshi use the ball code. Like, Yoshi's basically raising the entire way when he's not chaining. If these players aren't chaining, they are raising. So, the ball code, removing all sense of stop time from combos and chains is not going to affect much, I'm afraid. Alright, we'll get our racers going for game 3 in just a little bit. I want to remind everyone that is watching that this is not the end of the puzzling action for today. Because after this match, FFR Pro and I will fight out our losers finals match. And one of us in the versus tournament will be taking on Yoshi in the grand finals. So we will be deciding who will be falling to third place in the versus tournament right after this. And if you want to support our players and give them a bigger pie to fight for, then how about contributing to our crowdfunded prize pool, which has been sitting at $220 for a fair bit. Speaking of bit, every Twitch bit you contribute to our Puzzle Speedrun Twitch channel will add a penny to the pool. Here we go, game 3. Yoshi off to the races, only gets a 6 chain out of that. FFR also only gets a 6 chain. Yoshi only gets an 8 chain to start that off. So the chains are not coming in particularly crisp for both players right now. 4 extra matches at the end of Yoshi's chain. Oh my goodness. getting 7,200 points just like that, getting like 8% of your goal in like less than a second, that's insane. You really have to be adept with your panels and your stack organization to make the panels orient themselves in a way to be able to make so many matches at the end of the chain and score so many points so quickly. That takes some dedication to the craft that very few people in this community can even claim to have. Thanks to that dedication, it is Yoshi off to a very impressive lead, starting to run laps around FFR Pro. Another 12 chain, 13 chain, up to 51,000. FFR Pro gonna get this 13 chain for 33,000. Still a fairly significant deficit for FFR to make up in order to stay alive in this match. The winner of this match will get a Discord role in our community Discord server as the TA 2024 Endless Champion. And a little bitty piece of our community prize pool. Another 13 chain for Yoshi. Now up to 75,000 points. FFR Pro just now getting up to 50 with this 13 chain here. Can't find another match to score an additional 1,800 points. And is still helping his cause to build the chains up that high in the first place. Yoshi's got the 12 chain set up again, 97,000. Another 6 chain and change will, another like 8 chain and change will do it. And there it is. Yoshi 112, 3 minutes 48 seconds. Does enough to take home the crown. My goodness. This was a clinic on how to play Endless Mode. If you want to see how Endless Mode is played at a high level, you check out what Yoshi just did. Just go back and watch that tape. As there's hardly anyone else in our speedrunning community that can do what Yoshi just did. Alright, and FFR Pro having a respectable time of his own. Gonna get an opportunity to finish this off with hopefully... Okay, this is gonna need another... next 7 chainish to finish this off, and now it's just lag chain practice. Now it's just practicing lag chains for the end. And FFR Pro finishing with a 538. Did some really good work in this tournament, but what else is there? What else is there left to be said? Let's give some stars and some wins to our overall #1 seed, Yoshi 112. I can't really find the words to speak of his praises so continuously even. Crazy good. Crazy insane. Let's immortalize this result. Yoshi 112, TA 2024 Endless Champion. Honestly, no one else it could have been, honestly. Just the best in the field, Yoshi is and was on this day. Yoshi will win an exclusive Discord role in our community server as an extra little bit on the already highly decorated trophy case. And 4% of the current prize pool also does not hurt. It's gonna end up being around $9 when it's all said and done. Not a bad chunk of change for about 2 hours of work. Just playing a game. Pretty good. Pretty good. That's all that needs to be said about that. So that is going to do it for the Endless Tournament. GG's to everyone that played. But now we are going to get back to the real meat and potatoes of our speedrun tournament coverage. Our Versus tournament resumes next with our losers finals match between myself and FFR Pro, and one of us will get the privilege of playing this person, Yoshi 112, in the grand finals of that event. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this. The most decorated rivalry in our community continues next on the Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2024.